So when it comes down to it, my mother taught me how to have a different respect for each woman that gives birth. I believe, as far as my mother, may she rest in peace, I believe the generations had begun to change. As the generations begin to change, the values begin to fall apart. So I believe personally that a great number of those of them that have, youth today is having them for a less humanly values than it was at that time. So there's a great number of them are suffering more as far as self-worth is concerned, because the high value of self-worth is not even it's not instilled in the family structure. It's not instilled in the idea of the one that gave birth. It's not in some of the supposedly women value of today. It's just not there. So when you come and ask for the mind of a man like me, I tell you personally, it's been reduced to the level of being lower than the animal. A great number of them have no regards from the time that she proclaimed she liked, from the time she proclaimed she lust, to the very moments of her pregnated, to the very moment of her trying to get rid of that child so she can go have herself another baby. And that's a crying shame of the morality values of today. So the next one that comes out of the womb comes out in the most suffering stages and end up suffering too. I found a way for me to embrace, I found a way for me to hold on to, I found a way for me to cherish the real realities of what it is to be a man. Somewhat of an educator, the street educator is what they call me. That is my title. I take this as an opportunity to tell all of the other young generations, along with my own, the greatest gift that God gave you is your intellectual ability. The greatest, most powerfulest thing in this world that you can have as a human mind is to be able to say that you found a way to make the best out of life. And the question is, what was the relationship with me and pertaining to the mother? I look at everything pertaining to that realistically as possible. I don't want to leave anything out. And I want the conscious-minded ones that are now giving birth, I want them to be as intelligently conscious of what they're giving birth to. From my mother's womb to the stages of wanting to know what it is to say that eventually the court system in itself would be able to tell where we have come from, what we have, and where we are going. The main reason why I'm out here at this moment in front of the legal system is to be able to say that it was never truly something that my mother herself personally sat down and said, I can't wait to give birth, so as soon as I give birth, I can be the first mother to proudly say my child is in the legal system for all the different reasons, to be able to say that they are corrupted mind people. That is one of the most insane things that ever happened. However, it is a crying shame to see that the people of one particular culture of a people, that from the stages of coming out of development of the womb to the next stage of being able to say somehow or another, along with the mind of a person like me, we end up in the legal system. And sometimes it is not illegal charges. It is because a great number socially have learned from the community beyond what mama could ever teach. The community learned to help corrupt the mind, corrupt the principles, belittle the outlook on what it will take to make you a better person, a better mind, just to be able to exist at that very moment. So when you ask me about, I say mom, I say community, I say the whole world around you, and I say be very careful. I'm talking to you, community. Be very careful what you're instilling in the next mind of the ones that's getting ready to come out of the mama womb, because it is you that is going to say what's going to be a better tomorrow and what's going to be a more of a corrupt tomorrow. You don't want it to be a corrupt tomorrow. You want to be able to find a means of way to save the mind of a child, to save the life of a child, to save a whole social system of a child. You have to start by saying that you want to collectively as a people, as a community, find the best ways to raise, to instill in the whole makeup of that child. That's my